almost 3. Early rise today, had an epic adventure. Getting ready to dump all of my footage. I'm starting with the flylens. I got the Avata, I got stuff on my phone, and the GoPro here to dump onto the new 5 terabyte that's in the computer. That thing. But this video is not about that. This video is about the flylens. So I did a very simple basement kind of tune to this. I had a new version of Betaflight that had all kinds of crazy settings that I'm not used to. Trusted what I remember, what I've learned, and know how. There's all kinds of different rates. There's one called actual rates, but I ended up going with Betaflight with what I know. And had to tweak a couple things within this because I'm using the DJI remote with the naked 03 air unit, so that's my transmission and video system, and wanted to keep that range, keep it all in one. I flew this and the Avata. I was able to do my 3 packs here, switch over, and then just kind of rebind everything, which was not a pain in the ass. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. But this thing, I flew it on technically 2 different size batteries, but 3 batteries. 2 were 720, 1 was 850. It was a little cool this morning, so the flight time suffered a little bit. I have to look at the actual files to see what their flight times were, but definitely want to do like 1,000 milliamp for cruising and see what kind of flight time I get. But this thing, I said, all right, I'm going to, Shane, spot me. I'm going to fly acro, and I'm going to see how this thing flies. Soon as it went into acro and the way it kind of locked in, I did my little bit of tune with the iGain. This thing did not feel like a 2-inch 85 millimeter whoop. It felt dialed in and power-wise, kind of like a 5-inch quad. I was able to go up and I was diving this tower. I was able to shoot through the tower, no problem, flip and roll, and it was just solid. I could not believe it. I have not flown anything that small to have the kind of power, and I was just absolutely blown away. I'm multitasking here, forgive me. Delete files. Delete. So I'm going to get working on that as soon as I can and hopefully get an edit up maybe this evening. Who knows? I got all kinds of edits I'm working on. But it flies amazing. The transmission with the 03 to the goggles to the spots that I flew through brick and all this abandoned building had no breakup at all. The bitrate stayed really, really good, which I was shocked. But like I said, working on flight time, I got to narrow down because one time when I was flying, I was watching it, and it was like 7.1, and I cut through this tiny, tiny gap, and then it just fell. Because once it unpowers, when you get to a certain voltage, this thing just shuts off. That means you lose video. That means you lose transmission. So you got to be very, very careful of that. So I would like to figure out how to get the Betaflight OSD on there. And I'm going to add a beeper, so when it starts getting low into that range and I'm not paying attention, at least it'll start beeping and let me know, and I can see the constant drain on the average cell. So I'm going to get to it. Stay tuned. This thing's an incredible flyer, and I can't wait to show you the footage that I got from it. Thanks for tuning in.